them for providing our food for the athletes and everybody else. Got to say also a special thanks to our engineers here tonight that's going to be making things happen. Jim Hartung, and also for Max 98.3, our very own Lenny Dessauer. And so we appreciate that they are here. So here's how the format's going to go. We are going to be starting with Culver Military Academy. They are making their way here even as we speak. So they will start it off, followed by LaVille, Bremen, Triton, Culver, Plymouth, and then John Glenn to wrap it up. Now, in years past, we've kind of had this show go into around 9 o'clock or so. We're not doing that. Okay, we're going to try to keep this moving along as quick as we can. So, and I got to introduce our partners here tonight. Doug Griffiths, longtime editor and, the main man of Gold and Black, 19 years. And we have been lucky, very fortunate for a great handful of years to have him on our sports team as he joins us. And, Doug, I got to tell you, man, I don't know about you, I'm ready to go. This is going to be a fun season.
I am definitely ready. And, you look at some of the preseason polls, Tony, and you've got two of the top 10 teams in Class 1A from our area, of course, that being LaVille and Triton. Yes, the LaVille Lancers moved down from 2A to 1A. Oh, Merry Christmas, guys, up in Lakeville. By the way, your different sectional this year includes North Judson, who happens to be the number 2 team in 1A. And then Bremen's getting votes, and 2A should be a dynamite year. We've got some marquee players. Cody Allen from LaVille comes back, a 1,500-yard rusher. You have Dante Workman for an all-conference player from Triton. I could go on and on. Bremen, Ty Graverson was one of the best receivers in the state of Indiana. And we're really blessed because our area is loaded with some of the best players, not only in northern Indiana, but the state of Indiana. And then on top of that, you've got some teams that are going to be forces to be reckoned with come playoff time.
I'm excited with the fact that we start off our game of the week schedule this year with what should be one hell of a game. We got LaVille and Triton. These are two teams that you talked about top rankings in a particular class. Here we go. We're starting it off on Max 98.3 with those two.
Yeah, the Triton Trojans come in number 7 in 1A. LaVille, fresh off a sectional championship, is number 8 in 1A. Of course, that game will be played over in Bourbon. What a way to start the season. That should be a dynamite game. Both teams breaking in new quarterbacks.
Yes.
So some questions there. But boy, they have plenty of playmakers and veterans coming back. So we're in for a real treat on Friday night.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy our live show here from the Reese Theater, presented by Been There, Dump That of Argus. They are your residential-friendly dumpster renter. There's no job too big or too small. That's Been There, Dump That. They can take care of it. Give them a call for a quote at 892-5594. That's 892-5594. We want to say also a special thank you to our other co-sponsor for tonight, providing the pizzas for our players and our coaches, our friends here at Pizza Bills, located in downtown Plymouth. The garbage pizza, by the way, is my favorite. Let's pause for 30 seconds and come back here to Reese Theater. We'll start things off with Culver Academies and Coach Doral, and he's running a couple of fantastic players that we're going to get to know when we return here on Max 98.3.
Huh? Do we applause that introduction? We love it.
Welcome back here to the Reese Theater on Max 98.3. And again, this is a special sports production sponsored by our good friends at Been There, Dump That. Our first guest, they are the Culver Academy Eagles under 27-year coach Andy Doral. 27 years, that's worth a big round of applause right there. Coach, this is going to be a very interesting year for you. You've got some really young talent. You've got some key positions with experience coming back. And let's start there before we start talking about your players that you brung tonight.
Well, thanks, Tony. Really appreciate all you and your team do to support high school football, and there's so much good football in our area. And the opportunity to showcase some of our athletes tonight is a really exciting opportunity to talk. Regarding our guys, we are very excited. We have 16 seniors this year. It's been a long time since we've had 16 seniors, and of those seniors, a half a dozen of them are four-year players for us. So that's really unique in our situation. We have been able to add a couple kids over the last 2 or 3 years that are going to be key players for us, and really excited about the chance that we have to showcase our talents on Friday night, and looking forward to these 3 young men up here with me tonight to be able to represent themselves and their Eagle brothers.
Coach, introduce the 3 that you brought, and maybe tell us an interesting thing or two about each one.
So Trey Schumacher is at the far end of the table here. Trey is a 4-year senior for us. He is from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, also plays hockey and baseball. Really support multi-sport athletes in our program. It's a priority for us. In the middle here next to Trey is William Kirshner. Many people in the community know the Kirshner family, and Will's been a great addition to us. He's in his 3rd year at CMA. Will also plays baseball for us as well. And then sitting just here to my immediate right is Tay Rodriguez. Tay plays football and lacrosse. Tay's a 4-year player for us, and the thing about Tay and Trey at the end of the table is that they both played JV football for us. They both worked their way up through our system, and I'm really proud of the maturity and the progress and growth they've made, not only as leaders in our school, but also as young men and athletes.
You know, getting a chance to watch all 3 of these kids play, the one thing I like about them is that they're leaders. You know, and that's a special quality for you as a head coach, and the discipline that comes with it. Being a leader of a football team is not an easy thing, and these guys have been able to do it. Your system's unique. You know, it's a motion offense. Timing's everything. Your defense has a lot of demands on it, and you know you bring these 3 here for us to promote. You know, what is about those kind of qualities for this year's team that's going to make you successful?
There's a lot of different ways you can define a leader on a football field, but I like to say it's on the practice team. You know, it's on the practice field. Are they the ones that are sprinting from drill to drill? Are they the ones who are the first in line? Are they ones who are pulling a younger kid aside to help them improve their skills or explain a play? And that's really what we need our older guys to do. With the limited practice time that we have, we expect our players to take on more responsibility in practice and to set the tone. And I've been pleased with these guys, and they've got work to do still in those areas, but that's what we do. We develop young men to be great competitors and great teammates, and use a football to build relationships that are going to be really important as we continue to throughout life.
For either of the players or any one of the players, my daughter works in the athletic department at West Point, so I know what those cadets, their schedule. How demanding is it to be at Culver Academy, and why did you choose to continue your education at Culver?
I would definitely say Culver is a big step up where I originally came from. I think it was very helpful in every way. Like it develops you as a leader, and like creates discipline, and like everything's your own time management. You're developing yourself like the whole way through. So I built my character a ton. I think I've set up my future great coming to Culver, and I think it's only going to help me like a ton from here on out.
William?
Definitely building off of time management, like Tay said, I would definitely say it really helps a student for college based around that school program, and just focusing on time management and dealing with athletics and classes. It just really helps you prep for college, and it gets you to know everyone, and you just become a big family.
Okay.
I think the structure is really difficult at times, especially balancing sports and academics. But living with the guys and creating a big brotherhood really helps you along the way, and it makes you feel really comfortable.
Yeah, and I just want to follow up by saying you can get a great education anywhere. It's all about how you apply yourself, and the fact that Culver is these guys can't hide. Everybody's got a name tag on. Everybody knows who you are, and the fact that you have to buy into our system. You just can't come to be an athlete. You can't come to be a student. You can't come just for leadership. You have to be able to balance all 3, and that's what many of our student athletes do at different schools. We just have a unique system here, so I really appreciate and admire how young try to instill in our kids.
You know, and I don't know if a lot of people understand your guys' situation. I mean, you know, you don't get the extra time, practice time like normal schools do because your kids don't come in till about less than a week or a week away. So you're not quite sure. You know who you got on the program through communication, obviously, but you don't know. You know who else is going to want to come in and be part of that program. How difficult is that challenge?
Oh, it's like coaching football 27 years ago. When I first started, you got your team rolled up about 2 weeks before the season, and you got them working and turned them loose. And so we take that same approach and don't worry about what our opponents are doing. Just focus on us and try to build the best team that we can in the time that we have to work with them.
Coach, I was going to ask you, with so many veterans coming back and so many of them being four-year players for you, does that raise the expectation level? And what is that expectation level for this season?
Well, I think any coach in the room would say they just want to be 1-0. And that's the goal right now. And 48 hours from now, we want to be kicking off, and we want to be have a chance to be competitive. And you earn that opportunity in practice. I go back to practice again. You spend so much time in practice and so little time under the lights on Friday night that real teams are built Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Good teams show up on Friday. Great teams, extraordinary teams are won or earned Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So that's what we've been trying to emphasize with these guys is the opportunity to know how to practice, how to teach these younger guys what our expectations are so we can showcase our talents on Fridays.
You know, the one thing that I want to talk, and Tay, this is going to go to you here. This is an opportunity for you to, you're a third-year starter, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 2 or 3 year starter within this program. This year, where do you feel? You know, on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the best, 5 being the worst. Where are you at right now, heading into Game 1? Do you feel this Eagles team right now is where they need to be ready for at least Game 1?
I would definitely give myself for the team 4 or 5. I got full faith and confidence in the coaching staff and my teammates around me to deliver our best self on Friday night. I think we've only these past 2 weeks we've been on campus. We've been working constantly. Defense, offense, I think we're strong. We've gone through a couple injuries already, but I think we filled in those spots great. And I only see positive results from here on out.
Well, I'll tell you, you got a head coach that knows how to handle injuries. It's almost like every year there's the stumbling block in the injury department. Yet, by season end, the Eagles have a winning record or they're at a 500 mark. And William, let's talk about you for a second. It's been a pleasure watching you grow as a football player and a young man, by the way, because I know the fan who I love very dearly. But this is watching you progress as a football player has been fun to watch. Talk to me about that progression. From the time you set foot on that Eagle field to where you're at right now come Friday night.
Well, thank you very much, but I'd like to say it's all to the upperclassmen. When I first stepped on, they brought me in, they showed me the ropes, and they just showed me how to be a true Eagle. They showed me put your nose on the grindstone, keep pushing, and give it all you got, and put forth the best effort to the win.
Trey, for you personally, talk a little bit about what's your mentality going into practice and leading up to game time.
Definitely, I would say high energy. I feel like as the rest of the team as well, we always have high intensity and high energy during practice, and that helps us get us through the day, especially with our long days where we get new guys coming in at the beginning of the year. It's really we really need to keep our energy up so that we can go through practice and stay focused, but also have a little bit of fun and get better.
Yeah, Coach, I was going to ask you, having Michael come back at quarterback, how huge is that, especially considering you run the spread offense?
Yeah. Michael's done some really nice things for us in the past. We're still continuing to working on taking care of the football, making the good decisions. Michael believes that he can make every play, and sometimes that is throwing it out of bounds. Sometimes that is tucking it and running. Distributing to his teammates, not having to do the whole offense himself, but utilizing the skills and talents he has around him. So that's always a work in progress. And as any young player will say, as coaches out there, always trying to help their players become better decision makers. The fact that Michael also is pushed this year, got a good young junior quarterback behind him that's challenging him and pushing him, so that also has forced him to make sure his practice reps are on target and good, and knowing that he's got opportunities that others around him can also take advantage of if he's not falling short of his goals.
Well, he's an athlete with a strong arm, though.
Yep.
That's one thing he is. Key leading up to Friday night. What do you guys got to do to win your game? Anyone, boys. What's good? What's a key to winning your first game?
Key to winning.
I would say just the team coming together as a family and then putting forth the best effort and showing just the other team, the opposing fan section, that we're here to fight and we've spent the time together, that we're truly willing to put all our sweat and blood into it to help our little brothers win.
I would definitely say just play fast and smart and execute what we've been working on these past 2 weeks, and I think we'll be in the perfect spot.
Well, you definitely got the players to do that. Coach, always a pleasure having. Looking forward to working with you. You can catch Coach Doro Saturday mornings on the Coaches Show, and we look forward to working with you for another year. We were able to get you guys got a Thursday night game that we were able to pick up, so we got 2 games that we're going to be able to get in for our game of the week. So we're excited about that, and I just look forward to working with you. And believe you me, there's one coach that I admire. It's this guy right here. He has the most unique practices, but there's nobody more fired up and motivated. I'm 54, and he gets me to believe that I can hit that. I can play a linebacker, and there's no way that would ever happen. But this guy motivates, and he gets his kids to run through walls. That's what makes it fun to go watch an Eagles football game. Coach, always a pleasure. Good luck on Friday night, buddy. That's the Culver Academy Eagles here on Max 98.3. Let's take a 30-second break. We'll welcome in the LaVille Lancers as they'll make their way up here to the podium and talk a little more high school football. It is the Area High School Football Preview Show on Max 98.3, presented by good friends at Been There, Done That in Argus. Back after this. Welcome back here to our Area High School Football Preview Show presented by Been There, Done That, your residential friendly dumpster renter. There's no job, big or small, that Been There, Done That can't take care of. Call them for a quote today at 892-5594. Our next guest was a football program that finished at 11-2. When you look at the LaVille Lancers as a football program in general, they have been blessed with some amazing coaches. From Will Hostjauser to this gentleman here that sits off to our right, who's taken the helm as head coach of the LaVille Lancers, and Jeff Kaiser. And Kais, thanks for coming tonight, my friend. Great to have you. Got a chance to watch you guys practice. I don't know if you missed a step from last year, other than personnel. Now that says quite a lot for a program. And talk a little bit about your Lancers this year.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks for the kind words. And you and Doug putting the time in. What you guys do for local sports, it means a lot to all these small communities, and the exposure we get is unbelievable. So thank you for your time and dedication. You've given us a little too much credit. What you see in practice, I'm not going to lie. We're not where we want to be yet. We're getting there. if any team's saying they're firing all cylinders week one, it's not the best situation. Comfortable where we're at. These guys know we need to keep amping it up, keep practicing hard. But we had a great off season. Weight room in the winter was solid. And camp was really good. And it's rolled in. And, I was talking to Coach Whitaker earlier. And it's a tribute to the program's successful. And winning, the guys know what it takes. And our motto is winning's hard work. And behind the scenes stuff is huge in development and belief and building the brotherhood and trusting one another when you're grinding in the weight room and wondering why it's 95 degrees and you're out on bleachers and doing sandbags and stuff like that. I mean, it's a grind, and kids believe and put them through that camp, and then they're ready to battle.
Jeff, some of our listeners may not be aware of, LaVille hasn't had a losing season since 2013, and you've won, I think, 3 sectional titles since then. Why has that program been so successful?
We've had great community support, administration support. Kids have bought, and we have some tremendous kids who are through the program. Just a short period of time I've been there. Their dedication and drive is it's a blessing. And if you've seen the work they put in, the grind, and there's some parents here, they know what it goes through. And there's no doubt why we're winning some games. Now they're buying in and believing what the coaches are doing because we're sacrificing just as much time and dedication on our behalf to build that trust. But first and foremost, we've been blessed from Lancer Nation and the kids buying in, and that's any coach will tell you. If the kids buy in and work hard, you're gonna find success.
You got 2 players that are right next to you that you brought to be the epitome of what LaVille football is. And talk about those 2 guys that are right next to you before we get a shot at them.
Yeah, so right next to me is Colin Zarnecki. He's a 4-year starter for us. 3-sport athlete, definitely a leader by example. He's ranked number 1 in his class. Great student athlete. Well represents every program he's part of in LaVille. Through the hallways and the streets, puts uniforms on. People know who he is, and kids look up to him. And then Cody Allen, again, he's National Honor Society. I think it's a 3.86. 3.68 GPA, something like that. I don't know if the guy's flipped around or not, but again, honor student, leads by example. Kids look up to him. Hallways, again, spitting images of each other, character, on and off the field, whether they got a uniform on or not, they lead by example. And these 2 guys help, head up some of our youth camp and those young kids, and those little kids look up to them, and just great role models and an example of what LaVille football is about.
So you lose Plummer, 4-year starter for you at quarterback. Is it Colin's turn to shine? And this isn't totally new to you because, of course, when Plummer was a junior, he went down with a season-ending injury, and certainly Colin stepped up for you and delivered some not only key minutes, but was key for you down the stretch.
Yeah, so we've had tremendous quarterback battle. Everybody thanks Zarnecki because he's been there, done that. He did a great job as a sophomore, got thrown in the fire pit against a really solid team in the playoffs. But we've had a great battle in the offseason, along with him, Braden Schwitz. And Schwitz has killed it in the weight room, put himself in a position for this battle. So Coach Whitaker probably seen 2 quarterbacks on the chart. I mean, I was being honest. I put it in bold, trying to make this clear as day. Being fair. I mean, but we have 2 quarterbacks that are battling, and we'll see what happens Friday night.
Is there a chance you'll go through a whole season playing both quarterbacks?
Both quarterbacks are getting snaps.
And Czar, let's talk with you for a little bit. You've been such a tremendous player in all the sports that you're in. There's like an expectation level that it seems people put on you because you've been so good at achieving what you want to do personally. Talk a little bit about that. Does that motivate you to be better? You want to be good. You were good your sophomore year. You were even better your junior year. But this now is the year. Talk a little bit about that challenge. Does that give you some drive going into the football season?
Yeah, I definitely think it gives me some drive because your senior year is supposed to be your year, and that's the year I want to be the best I've ever been. Just the most time you put in and prepared. So you hope you can succeed as much as you've always succeeded, but then pass those expectations as the year goes on.
I wanted to ask Cody, you had a great year last year, over 1,500 yards rushing, I think 21 touchdowns, a lot of accolades, and deservedly so. But you lost some key guys up front. From what you've seen in practice, maybe tell the audience and tell our listeners, do you feel like even a better season can be had by you?
Yeah, I definitely think so. We obviously lost Eric and Michael. They were two key guys up front. But we had some guys that came in that worked through the winter and the summer, and they're filling their shoes pretty good.
Jeff, is it fair to say as Cody Allen goes, so go the Lancers?
Yeah, and it's not a secret. I mean, he's an athlete. He's a playmaker. And I mean, if I was to say no, every coach in here and every player, especially those two guys sitting right there, would be like, you're lying. All right. But yeah, I mean, he's definitely, we're going to ride him and see what happens.
And Plummer was, obviously you lose experience and you lose a very talented quarterback, but he did so many things for you, including, I think a lot of people, either they didn't know about his kicking ability or I don't know how you wouldn't know because he did so many great things in special teams for you, flipping the field. He could hit field goals from distance. I mean, talk about, filling that void.
I mean, it's a huge void. I mean, we're fully aware of it. And we've adjusted some things. We're going to, be aggressive in certain situations versus what we were before. I'm just blessed with the 43 guys I have, and we're going to figure it out.
Yeah, one thing that is very evident is that you believe in what you have, and the kids know that. And this LaVille team, I brought up the 11-2 record. I mean, that's a hell of an accomplishment. And you got some keys back, the players back from that particular season, two of them right there. When you go into your first game of the season, there's a lot of unknowns. You just don't know what's going to happen. But with this, I don't know. And you're saying I give you too much credit, but I just seen what I witnessed, and I like the makeup of this particular group. But you also have a lot of young kids that are still learning, but the potential is so there.
We got a lot of 11 seniors, and then juniors follow suit. They won a lot of big games. We've been in a lot of pressure situations. Guys have responded. They find a way and know how to win, and that for sure helps prepare and the drive and the confidence that we've been there, done that. So what? Now what? And these guys know that. Like, we're not riding on what's in the mirror. We're looking in the windshield, and we're working hard. And if anything, I'm even harder on them because expectations and where we need to be. And we got a tremendous battle week 1, so we got to be ready to go.
Yeah, Colin, I was going to ask you about week 1. How much are you looking forward to? Right out of the gate, you get to play a top 10 team. I mean, you look back to last year, you get by Andrean, then you played a great Central Catholic team in regional, and then boom, you start this season with number 7 Triton. Just talk about that matchup, and you guys will have to be dialed in, right, to leave Bourbon with a victory.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's the best way you can start off the season, especially being in a 1A matchup, and then right off the bat you can see where you are, both 1A and just local good schools around here. And it's not a better challenge we could have. And so if we come out on top, which we plan to do, and you roll into week 2 with a lot of confidence, and then if happen to not, then you still just bounce back, prepare what you need to do to get better.
Well, I tell you, it's going to be a fun game to broadcast. We're looking forward to it, and I just love both programs here this year. They're good. They're really good, and I think we're going to get a surprise out of both of them once again this year. Guys, always a pleasure. Thank you, and thank you for taking time tonight to share about the LaVille Lancers football program.
Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it.
All right, when we come back, up next, we're going to talk with Jordan Leeper, head coach of the Bremen Lions, after this 30-second timeout.
See you Friday.
Reese Theater, as it is the site of the Been There, Dump That residential friendly dumpster. Renner, Air Football Preview Show. Tony Ross, Doug Griffith, Rusty Nixon of the Max 98.3 Sports Family joins us. You know, and we're talking with the Bremen Lions here. Coach Jordan Lieber joins us. He's in his 9th year already. Good Lord. You're getting old, buddy.
I am. For sure. I feel it.
Got a chance to watch you boys play or practice. I don't know how you can't be excited for what's to come this year. I mean, you got two guys. You really got the tools to really make some noise in this brand new conference, by the way, that is going to be happening. Your thoughts on that? I mean, it's got to be a little exciting here.
Oh, it is for sure. But it's credit to our guys and the work they put in from the time they were freshmen and working through the system and doing everything that we've asked them to do. They've earned the opportunity to come out there and kind of showcase their ability as seniors. And somebody mentioned it earlier about playing as a senior, and that senior year is just a little bit different. And I'm excited for these guys. I'm excited for their teammates and classmates that they get to enjoy a senior year, and they should be excited. And so should all these other guys be excited about their senior year.
Yeah, Jordan, you leave the Northern Indiana Conference, you usher in the new conference, the Indiana Northern State Conference.
That we've kind of had traditions with. That's what I grew up in, playing those. The other seniors they're going to play with swagger too. When you've been around the block that these guys have been through, they know what it takes to be successful on a Friday night. They know the work that goes in. They know the work they put in, and that confidence just comes with being a 17, 18-year-old senior that's ready to roll.
So we got Silas Ledig here. We've got Tiger Averson here. You've got talent with Austin Young in the backfield. Your offensive line is shaping up. Is it fair to say that you feel right now really good going into Friday night offensively? And what's your thoughts defensively?
Well, I think everybody probably feels good right now. But until that adversity hits in week one, you don't really know where you're at. Through the summer stuff, you kind of get an idea of getting the guys in the right spots. But scrimmage is the scrimmage, and you're rotating guys in and out. But until that week one hits and that adversity hits, you really don't know. But right now, we're excited because we've got 54 kids on our roster. We got kids working hard. They're showing up every day, which is a big battle in today's world. And you're just excited about these guys and what they have to offer. So,
Coach,
excited, yes.
You've got to be loving life because unlike a lot of coaches, it seems like you're top at every position back. I mean, you feel spoiled anyway?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't have to replace a big bulk of our production. We do lose Reese Green, who was a huge part of our offense. But when you're looking at the statistics, the numbers, and you got guys that have been there and have done that, have been put in those positions, and have shown they can be successful, you can get off to a good start.
How about, go ahead. Ty, you got to talk to, I wanted you to talk about him and his production last year was one of the best in the state of Indiana. What kind of year you forecast for him?
Well, I hope it's a really good year, but the kid works his tail off. That's the biggest thing. He's earned everything he's gotten. He's earned every target that he gets and every weird formation I'm going to put him in, and he's earned every bit of that. And I can't speak enough to his work and his ability to be coached out on the field. And that's the biggest thing is that your good players, when they're coachable, it's a recipe for success.
I think this year it may challenge you a little bit as a coach on how to figure out keep him open. I mean, my goodness, we're talking one of the state's leaders in rushing and receiving yards, and you kept him active because he wanted to be active, and that gets very, very. It catches throughout the team. That's what I've seen, with you guys. This year, though, it's going to be a challenge for the coaching staff to try to figure out a way to free him up. But I don't know. This kid here we're talking about knows how how to get him so free and open and make some unbelievable catches.
Yeah, he seems to just make plays every Friday night, and that's kind of our job as the staff to figure out ways to highlight our best players and highlight the guys and be able to move them around and get them in situations that they're going to be successful. We got a taste of that last year with teams moving guys, moving different formations to kind of adjust to him, and it kind of opens up the field for other players, and they've got to be ready for that.
Ty, talk about that for a little bit. I mean, we're sitting here bragging about you because of your end results of last year, but you're a humble kid, and I besides having or being part of a fantastic ice cream store in Napanee your dad belonging to, but what else is it that makes Ty tick? I'm curious, because to see you do what you do out there, it's fun to watch.
I mean, yeah, sure. A big part of it for me is just like playing, like not letting any of that get to my head. Like even if I'm doing good, just like playing like I have nothing to lose, and like just going out there and giving it all my every game, no matter what the stats say, even if they're good, and just doing that for sure helps. Just keep the averages up and stuff, and a big part of it's also Silas. Just he's always been there as a quarterback for me, and just having that guy is just like that great chemistry is just nice to have.
It's almost like you don't challenge your opponent; you challenge you, and that's Silas, talk about that. I mean, you're throwing, you can throw it up, you can probably throw it as far as you want, and this kid's going to find a way to get it.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to have him down there somewhere. I mean, if we're in a tough situation, I know I got Tyler somewhere down there. Especially this year, it's going to be a little tougher because teams are going to be prepared for him more. But, yeah, he just knows how to get himself open. So it's just nice to have him out there.
So how does that affect your role?
Well, it definitely makes it a little easier for me. We got some good other receivers this year, too, so it should make it tougher on other teams. But having Ty out there for me, personally, it just helps a lot with confidence and stuff.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Baseball or football? Which one? I'm an old baseball guy, so I'm just good. You don't have to answer your own. I'm just curious. Baseball or football?
I'll probably say baseball, but right now, I'll say football just because we're
okay. Well,
and the coach is next to you.
Yeah. That's good.
Ty, I was going to ask you. I mean, you get a lot of accolades, and deservedly so, for your offense, but you're a heck of a defensive player. I think you led the Lions in tackles. You had 3 picks, I think, in free safety. Is it a no-brainer you like offense a lot more than defense, or not necessarily?
Not necessarily a no-brainer. I mean, I just enjoy defense because like that's really my big opportunity to like actually hit kids hard and just
instead of you getting hit, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't have to run away from them. I can run towards them.
Coach Leeper really put a lot of emphasis on you guys to be leaders of the team. Talk a little bit about that, because that's a big role, and especially with the group of guys that you got, they have a lot of potential this year. Talk about that kind of expectation, because it's a little different from what you were last year, and now people are looking at you, both of you, and so talk a little bit about that. Either one for that question.
Definitely helps having like leadership out there for expectations. I mean, the expectations people put on us doesn't really like kind of define who we are. Rather, we kind of try to ignore them and just do our thing, like just play football. Don't really want to let like words get to us, because sometimes that can get your head big. You don't want to let that bother. We don't let that bother us.
I was going to ask either one of the players, or both of you guys can answer. When the 2A polls came out, you guys got a few votes. Is that surprising? I mean, I know from coach's standpoint, they'll tell you, polls are great when you're ranked and don't mean a whole lot, especially preseason. Is that sort of a chip on your shoulder, considering all you had coming back and you're not even in the top 10 at 2A?
I mean, yeah, I really just like don't let that get to our head at all, because like I don't think a lot of them like see what we have coming back, and like we do have a lot coming back, so I think that that'll be a big advantage for us compared to any other 2A school that lost a lot of key seniors.
Coach, Friday night, first game of the season. What are the expectations? How are you going to win your game?
We got to be able to handle adversity. I talked about earlier, but that's the big thing week one is that everybody's confident going in. Everybody's going to hit those snags in the game, and it's how our guys respond after each of those plays that is going to define how this game goes. Are you going to worry about it? Are you going to sit back? Are you going to dwell on it? Or are you going to go get the next one? And the key is go get the next one. If you can handle it that way, you'll be successful.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for our Bremen Lions. When we come back, we'll talk with Triton as they are up next here on the Area Football pregame right here on Max 98.3. Welcome back here to beautiful Reese Theater for tonight's Area Football preview show brought to you by our good friends at Been There, Dump That in Argus. Up next, we talk about the Triton Trojans as Coach Zach Whitaker, who's in his second year, gets ready for a battle. And I had a chance to watch you guys practice a day or two ago. I'll tell you, if there's a team that you want to figure out a way to catch a game, it might be this Triton Trojan team. I like what you have this year to be a contender. And I know the conference has kind of shifted now a little bit. I like what you've got. I love the mentality I see. You guys seem to be kind of maybe ahead of schedule a little bit. Just saying. I'm not with them every day. I get that. But boy, I like the fact you guys are ready to go at it on Friday night.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of work still to do, obviously, but, I like the camaraderie of this team. I just feel like we're one unit together. These guys truly love each other. I mean, we had great attendance in the summer and the off season, and I think, we're projecting in the right direction, but obviously we still have a lot of work to do.
Zach, how about the opener? Right away, you're going to have a great litmus test for your squad. Is that a good thing, playing a ranked team right out of the gate and to test you? And again, you have a veteran team coming back, so I would guess you'd like to play the best as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, you always like to see, what you're made of. With LaVille leaving the conference, I'm still glad we got to keep him on the schedule. I have a lot of respect for that team, Coach Kaiser, and everything they do over there. But yeah, you're right. We're going to be tested right away. It's always a big physical football team, fast, athletic. So I'm glad that we still got him on the schedule, but I don't know about the first game. So.
Talk about the conference. It's different. It's going to be different. You're going to see new teams. And is it any different, though, than last year being in the conference at all? I mean,
the preparation doesn't change for us. We always prepare every week for our opponent. But, with North Miami coming in, kind of fresh blood, we've actually played South Central the last couple of years, so we're pretty familiar with them. But, obviously Judson's going to be the team to beat. I think Pioneer, always going to be Pioneer as well. So the HNAC's always been a football conference. Although we lose two quality teams with Knox and LaVille, I still think it's going to be a high-quality conference.
Tell us who you brought and how important they're going to be for not only a good Triton season, but a great Triton season.
Yeah, so right next to me is Dante Workman, 4-year starter for us, three-sport athlete, just overall, I think our vocal leader, one of our better players, and then Jaden Overmeyer, 2-year starter for us, really came on last year, played key roles for us on both sides of the ball.
You got athletes, and you brought two of your top athletes here tonight. Dante, I want to talk with you first. There's confidence, and then there's confidence, and it comes naturally. So when I was at practice, Dante decided to challenge the coach. Now, that doesn't say or speak confidence, I don't know what is. I'm going to let you talk about it, Dante, because it was awesome. You know what you did, and I love the fact that there is that wonderful relationship that was built with you guys. But tell about the situation.
Yeah, so when it comes to confidence, I always believe in myself. Um, I've stepped up in big moments, so I know I can do it. So I always believe in myself. But yeah, there was we were kicking field goals. Whitaker asked, "What do I want to kick? Put push-ups on the line." I said, "Give me a 40."
40.
40
Not
yard
30.
40.
40.
40. I will say the first kick, it didn't go in.
Coach gave a break.
Yeah, I said, I believe in myself. I said double or nothing right now. Second one, I right down the middle. Right down the middle.
So the entire team just went crazy. And then coach, being the competitor he is, said, "Okay, let's go 50." And then you made a double or nothing bet.
Yeah.
At the 50.
Yeah, double or nothing at the 50. Couldn't make it that day, but it's in the bag. It's in the bag.
But listen, you don't miss that field goal by, I'd say, maybe 5-10 yards. You weren't that far off.
Yeah. Hey, the night before though, I hit a 60, so it's in
see.
the bag. It's in the bag.
But you lost it. But you lost this time, and I was there.
Hey,
I'm
gonna make it the next time.
Okay.
Hey, come next week. Come next week.
Jaden, it's been fun to watch you develop as a football player, but even more so as a young man. Talk about how important this football season is for you.
I feel like it's important to me because it's one of my last years with the seniors, and I built a really strong bond with them. So I really need to put it on the line for them because I know how bad they want it. So it means a lot for me to do it for them.
And you got the big matchup Friday night, against the Lancers. But sometimes football just isn't about the game of football. Sometimes it's about life. And I was talking with Coach Whitaker when I was there watching practice, and he brought up a wonderful program, and it's a leadership consult. It's called Leadership Consult. And I think every coach should look at it, quite frankly. So I want to give you some time here to talk a little bit about being leadership consult.
Yeah, so I got this idea from a clinic. A guy put designated players in charge of team rules, and we met with them every week and just really gave their team an opportunity to see who their leaders are, who represents them. Playing at Jimtown, it was always the players. It was never the coaches had to deal with discipline or anything because we took care of it. And that was something I wanted to try to implement here at Triton. So we designated 6 players to be on this leadership council. They have helped develop team rules. They've helped design the team camp that we had. They've met with moms. They've gone and done events, for charity. They've been such a big part of our team, our growth this year in the off season. We had them go through a leadership book called The Flock by Tom Wood. Just a great book, but also, for me, trying to develop young men, I can't ask them to lead and not teach them how to do it as well. And so that's what this is all about, is trying to develop a program and leadership within it. And I think it's been a great success our first year.
It is, and it's kind of a little bit of the short summary of it, but the fact that this program, I don't use the word forces, but it makes your key players have ownership of their friends, their fellow brothers. It's really a unique program, and you've implemented. Right? Talk a little bit more though about how you're seeing it translate onto your team.
Yeah, so there's issues that I don't have to deal with anymore because I can trust. Dante's one of the players on our leadership council. We meet almost every single day and we'll talk about issues on the team. But I just feel like having the players lead, there's just so much more of this camaraderie, right? They hold each other accountable. They work harder in the weight room. They work harder on the field. And so I just feel like as it comes to growth of our program and leadership, it's really had a great impact.
Coach Gaughan is Cole Shively, of course, and he did so much, not only quarterback, defensive back, but also kick. How big a void is that? And talk about the competition at the quarterback position.
Yeah, so obviously you can't replace a player like Cole Shively, once in a lifetime player. But football is a team game,
doesn't revolve around one player, and we all believe that. These guys know that they have roles that they have to fill. We talked yesterday about how every player has an important role. When it comes to the quarterback position, we're kind of in the same boat as LaVille. I didn't decide until Friday night the scrimmage who the starter was going to be. So Ben McFarland is going to take home this Friday night for us. And really, he's just a gunslinger, super competitive, not the biggest guy in the world at all, but he is one of the most competitive people I've ever met. Again, another guy on our leadership council. But the one thing that I love between him and Gage is there's no hard feelings or anything. And Gage told him, I expect to start. I'm going to try to earn that. So we've got a great battle going on, especially with how they've handled each other. So I'm excited to see how that plays out.
The one thing, and it shows, by the way, in practice, and watching Gage and how he handles the situation. It's not an easy. First of all, it's not an easy choice by the coaching staff to begin with. But the fact of the matter is, you got great kids who understand the scenario and got other opportunities to be as good, but in a different position. And the situation is same with Coach Jeff. You've got great kids, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to hate to see someone lose this game Friday night because we've got some great kids. You guys got some great kids, and they're going to be ultra competitive no matter what the outcome is going to be. And the fact that there's a mutual respect, this is how high school football should be. This is how it's done, and two good programs that are going to go at it. Now, it sounds like I'm getting soft here. I don't care. I'm just telling you what I see. And that's a kudos not only to the football kids, the coaches, but to the parents. We need more of this. We need more of this. And that's why I can't wait to see Friday night. I think it is going to be a great, great game. So, Dante, what's it got to take for you guys to win Friday night?
Energy and effort. I believe if our energy and effort's there, we can win the game.
And what about Jaden?
I think physicality is a big one because LaVille has some big guys. We're going to have to do their physicality otherwise.
Doug, you got another question?
I was going to ask Dante. I know you guys know you're 7th in the state in the coaches poll, and the Indianapolis Star recently came out and predicts Triton to win their sectional, win their regional, and advance to semi-state to play North Judson. How do you feel about having a bullseye on your back going into the season?
We just try to take it 1 week at a time, prepare for who's in front of us. But when it comes to the bullseye, I think it's a blessing in disguise. It pushes us to work harder in the weight room, work harder on the field, because we have an expectation. We have an expectation now, so part of that is working harder so that you can meet it or exceed it.
Guys, thank you for coming tonight. It's great that you were able to promote Triton, and we love the fact that we're opening up you guys against LaVille. It's going to be one hell of a game, and so we look forward to seeing you in a couple nights. And I said at the beginning of this, I'm going to say it again. There's some good things coming to Bourbon this year because of your kids and the way they're approaching the game. It's going to be fun over there to watch you guys. That is for sure. So best of luck, and we'll talk to you then. Triton Trojans, you're listening to our area football pregame, and it's brought to you by good friends at Been There, Dump That in Argus. Back after this 30. Coming up next, we're talking Culver Cavalier football. And welcome back to Reese Theater. I don't know. I hope the Pizza Bill pizzas have been gobbled up because I want to thank Brian because he had no problem helping feed our players and our coaches tonight. We give Pizza Bills a big round of applause, man.
I've been here on time.
Oh yeah, well, you had a soccer game. We're talking Culver Cavalier football, and head coach Austin Faust joins us, and with a couple of his wonderful players. Coach, first of all, introduce the players you got here.
Yeah, it's two juniors for us, brothers, the McEwen brothers. We got Jonas McEwen, who's our quarterback and free safety, and then we got Caleb McEwen, who's our linebacker, wide receiver, tight end, kind of moving around this season.
This Cavalier team picked up a win last year, and when you took this job as Cavalier boss, you knew there was going to be progression. I don't think what anybody really saw, though, was how good of a progression it really was. I mean, you had kids who were busting their hind end last year. You know, they didn't get the result they wanted, obviously, but they were busting their hump. And that's those who know about coaching and about trying to teach to players and coach players, you got to get them believing. You got to get them believing in you, and that's what's happening right now. And so you're always fighting the numbers game, which, but I feel because of this progression that you're making, it's going to start catching on a little bit more. And, of course, you got a great coaching staff, and that helps immensely. So talk a little bit about this.
Yeah, obviously when I took the job, we had a really good senior class that left us. You have to replace the all-time leading rusher, Shane Schumann, that was going to be a big void, and guys up front. And we knew it was going to be, probably a year that we were going to have some struggles. But every single one of the coaches, right, everybody talks about how you want to play your best ball week 10. And, I thought we did. And obviously, we got a victory, and then, ran into a really good Triton team second round that, they were playing their best ball, too, as well. And we're hoping our kids can build off that. Obviously, coaching staff-wise, I've been blessed to have a really good coaching staff, not only that, fundamentally-wise, teaching football, but also, too, that the kids like, that really cares about the kids and that are fun guys to hang around with. And, we've only continued to add to our staff. We got Kevin Dante, who's coming over from CMA as our defensive coordinator.
Did you sure you did your homework?
Yeah,
I love Kevin Dante.
Again, he's
somebody,
awesome. Yeah, Kevin loves himself too, right?
Great
we give him a hard
coach.
time all the time. We got Marcellus Anderson, coming back from UMass.
Kitty Cat's coming back.
Yeah,
huh?
he's back. So he's our PE teacher, and
Awesome.
he's been someone obviously the kids love, and he makes things light in practice and brought some good stuff already for our O-line, and we're excited for this season. Obviously, for us the numbers is going to play a big part of it. We're not where we want to be number-wise, but the health of our program in the middle school, we do have a big 8th grade class and have some good 6th, 7th grade numbers. So we think bright days are ahead.
I was going to ask, you got a new D coordinator. What's the difference? I mean, how is this going to change the way you play defense?
Yeah, hopefully stop teams from scoring. That's there was too much of that last year. If we can do that, so kick me out of that seat and do that. Not too much really changed. A lot of it, scheme-wise, is pretty similar. It's just another voice. Kevin Dante, brings a really kind of unique energy that kids have really gravitated towards, which I think has been really good. And he again knows what he's doing defensively. Our kids have bought in. Our kids are excited, when they see him pull up in practice and stuff. And so nothing really too different. But again, if we can just obviously not give as many points this year, we're going to be in a better boat.
Marcellus has got to be a big bonus to the staff too. I mean, I've known him for a long, long time, and he's a football guy. I mean, completely.
Yeah, no, he's 100% a football guy. Obviously, where he's been at Saginaw and UMass, and what he's taken from there, and and obviously our kids knowing his pedigree, that's somebody they listen to, that's somebody they look up to and understand what he's talking about, stuff that he's done and seen it and experienced it. And, it's been really cool to see right away jumping in relationships as obviously he's been gone for 6-7 years, what it's been, but the kids exactly know who he is and are got hanging on his every word.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't have to worry about your kids
giving him respect. I mean, his size alone, the guy's built like a mountain. Earns their respect right away, I would think, right?
Yeah, no, that definitely helps, right? And when his jersey's hanging in the hallway too, that definitely helps too. Just to poke fun at him, right? He always seems to be standing by the jersey in the hallway too, right before PE class. Nice, make sure kids see the UMass jersey.
I gotta ask this question. This is the McCune boys here. What's it like in your household? Because you guys are rough. You are gamers. So how much china have you broken in that house in the last 10 years?
Everyone in our house is active in sports, so it's just nice to have that little community where you all can compete together in the driveway playing basketball or football in backyards. Yeah, like Jonas said, it's very competitive. I still think I could be a better quarterback than him, but that's not my choice. I just gotta go with it.
Caleb, you let your opinion be known to your coach and the coaching staff,
I
sure,
have,
right?
yeah.
He's QB3.
There you go.
Let him throw a couple bit. Kind of like the longest yard situation. All right, so never mind. You're receiving.
So, you guys have had the opportunity now to play a few years in the program. What's got to be key for you, for this team to be a successful team, to just, even if it's a matter of getting one win better? What's it going to take?
Yeah, everyone's got to stay focused and got to do their job. And then season, we got to stay healthy, low numbers, I think we just need to execute our game plans that our coaches have put together for us. We watch a lot of film together as a team and just need to execute.
Coach, you lose Jack Rogers, and he did so much on both sides of the ball. Talk about how important the two guys to your right are going to be, maybe to get that one more win or, just better results night in and night out.
Yeah, for sure. You lose a player like Jack, who is a big, strong running back, and defensive for us, and even in the special teams game, I think he's had 2 or 3 kickoffs back for us. So, we kind of probably say that's what we're lacking this year is like a June kind of thing. But I think we do have some really nice pieces that complement each other. That it's going to be kind of a get it done by committee kind of type group, and it's going to take Jonas kind of spreading the ball around and using his legs here I think for us really to hit our true potential. But we kind of lack that maybe big running back that Culver seemed to have forever.
Yeah.
Kind of comes through, and but I think we have maybe a little more team speed than what we had in the past.
Well, I tell you, and you guys out of the gates, you're going to get tested. So let's talk a little bit about the mentality part of it, the approach. It sounds like you got a much more competitive group this year. It's almost like they're willing to say, hey, let's lace them up. Let's go. And that's really where the foundation begins. The willingness to just be out there and want to play the game of football for each other.
Yeah, for sure. We've been blessed as a coaching staff to have a group of kids that really showed up all summer. Our attendance was at all-time high, way better than we had the year before. We got a group of kids that don't complain, like being at practice. They make practice enjoyable. There's not many car rides so far where I've just drove home thinking we've had a bad practice. And that's some things that coaching kind of group chat. And we had a really good practice. We just got a really good group of kids. And the biggest thing that I think I think they like each other. And I think we're more connected. And again, I'll take these guys against anybody else because it's a really fun group to coach. And we're excited for Friday and what Friday brings, and we're hoping what we did in the off season, what we did in the summer, leads to more success.
Well, Coach, best of luck to you. Okay, and we look forward to having you on the coach's show as well and get a game in. And you're guaranteed at least one win with Dante. I don't know about 2. He'll get you 2. He'll get you 2. He'll get you 2. I promise you. But yeah, I love the direction you guys are going. And you guys have had to face a lot of adversity too, including having injuries when you don't have the numbers. You've had to really be creative. Like I said, you got the right staff. You got the right. Seems that you're with the right kids now, and we haven't been able to say that. And I think that means that you guys are doing some really great things over there down in Culver. Best of luck. Thank you. We'll talk to Coach Austin on the Saturday morning coaches show as well, which is from 7 to 9 every Saturday morning. and both look forward to hearing about a lot of good things that the Cavaliers are going to be doing. We got to take another break. Coming up next, we are going to welcome in Plymouth, and let's do another big round of applause here for the Culver Cavaliers. Back after this 30. Welcome back here to beautiful Reese Theater site again of the Area Football Preview Show, sponsored by great friends at Been There, Dump That. Before I go any further, I got to make an apology because the person in attendance today, Marty Andrews, is here, and we got to say a special shout out to him because he threatened me the last time I didn't mention his name. So, Marty, great to see you, Coach. Reuben assistant, we love him. All right, let's talk some Plymouth Rocky football. Adam Henley is in his third year, and counts, man. I'm kind of excited for you guys, and we'll start. Rusty, go ahead and fire away.
You're in year 3 of what has been a progressive rebuild. Where are you at on that process? I mean, as you go into it, you feel like you're where you want it to be by year 3.
Yeah. So year 1 was this group was all sophomores. We started 17 sophomores that year. Chaos, and it's probably not a smart thing to do. But it's been great. I mean, they've got experience. They had varsity experience as sophomores. They had varsity experience last year as juniors. And now here we are, senior year. So, we're pleased. And we got 18 of them, 18 seniors. We would have been over the 20 number. We had a couple guys with career-ending, season-ending injuries last year, the year before. But yeah, it's good.
Well, and you lost another guy, too, in scrimmage. It's going to be a big part that you already are hurt there. I mean, he was going to be a big part of what he wanted.
Yeah, Aiden Van Duzen went down in our inner squad. You never want to see that before you even get to week 1, let alone IHSA scrimmage. So it was a football play. You just got tackled, fell on his shoulder, separated shoulder, the 5th degree or whatever that's called. So it's not fun, right? But we've had some time between then to find the next guy up, and that's a great thing we have this year. We actually have depth. We've got over 80-something guys in the team. We've got plug-and-play receivers. Van Duzen went down. Fernando plugs right in. He's a junior that's been there, ran the stuff last year. So we're just kind of in a good situation. Unfortunately, it is his senior year, but it's a good situation to be in.
With that depth, too, I know we talked about this before. You've had a rotation on your line so far, trying to figure out. I mean, you lost 3 guys that were starters. You got about a rotation of about 7, and once again, it's nice to have a choice.
Yeah. For once, we graduated 3 seniors, graduated 2 tackles and a guard, and now we've got 7 guys fighting for those 5 spots. A couple seniors, couple juniors, and a sophomore even in the mix. So it's really nice to have that too.
Okay, Adam, just tell us the players you brought in position they play. Here they are.
Yeah, so brought 2 seniors with us. Carter Bush is next to me. He was missed all of last year with his shoulder injury. I'm really glad to have him back and leading our defense at middle linebacker. And on the far side is Xander Ramirez, 3-year starter quarterback for us. Kind of been the heart and soul the last 3 years.
I've got to ask you, your conference is just unbelievable once again. I mean, how good of a conference do you think it is? And definitely gets your guys' attention, does it not?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know how many teams we got ranked now. It's usually all of them. But at this point, probably at least
you have
6.
3 in the top 10.
Shocking.
Another 2 receiving votes.
So, like I said, normal year, right? It's fine. I mean, it is what it is, right? I mean, I think if you look back at the last 10 years, someone from our conference has played the state championship game, 5 out of those 10 years, which is outrageous in 4A football or 5A football, depending on which team you're picking on. But
It's good. I mean, our sectional now with Mishawaka moving down, our sectional is now our conference times 2. So we'll see somebody in our sectional that was in our conference regular season. So you'll be real familiar with that. But yeah, there's no off weeks. I mean, regardless of who you're playing, you don't get any off weeks. And then if you add on our 2 non-conference games, we're at 9 weeks in a row where you're just getting beat up. So it's good stuff. Fun.
You got some offensively. You got to feel like you're going to score points. You got Xander back for his 3rd year, and I know you've said to me you've been able to do some different things and adjust the offense to him. He's got weapons. You've got some receivers. Finn had a good season. I mean, you got to feel like that's moving in the direction you want it to be going.
Yeah, absolutely. We've evolved our offense. Started out as a sophomore. Xander was making the right read on read option. We were just happy with that. Like, let's keep the ball moving with read option. Now we've added some wrinkles to it. With some triple and some other stuff out of our spread offense that we run. So he's been able to progress in the right direction, obviously, what we want in our offense. And like you said, you add a little weapon like Finn and Blaylock and Fernando, a couple of those other guys, Millizer, offensively, we like what we like on offense.
I know I've talked to your coaches. One guy they're happy to see back is the guy sitting right to your right there, Carter, back in that defense. Because that's been a little bit of a sore spot. A lot of young guys last year took a lot of lumps because they were young guys. But you got him back, and you got a lot of experience. You got some really big, strong guys over there.
Yeah, up front, I mean, we're on 3-4 defense. So we've got 3 defensive linemen that are probably 250 each at least. 250 at least on a good day, and then with Carter and Coffin playing middle linebacker, and then our 2 outside linebackers are probably both 6 foot, at least, and they're fast. That's what we love to have in our defense. So we're glad to have Carter back in charge of that.
Every year there's a challenge for a football program. And Rusty mentioned a moment ago, here you are, 3 years with this. I kind of like the mix. You and I have talked about this. You feel there's going to be some surprises, some good surprises coming, this year. And you're with your boys more than any of us. Kind of talk about that feel. Where are you getting that from with this particular group?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is year 3. We've slowly progressed in the right direction, and this year we're starting some, with some leadership stuff with Lead 'em Up and Adam Bradley, who came in a couple weeks ago and put us through some leadership challenges and stuff like that. Kind of similar to what Triton was doing to Coach Whitaker. We've just been able to buy into some more team aspect, giving the players more control, the discipline and that kind of stuff. And they've stepped up in a great manner and been able to lead us in that way.
There's a different energy this year.
Yeah,
being around it, there's a totally different. To borrow a word from the kids, a different vibe about what's going on. I mean, there is a lot of excitement.
Yeah, like I said, this is that senior group I started with. They were all sophomores. They've stuck through this program and been through hard times. And like I said, here we are for the senior year.
Yeah, I was going to ask Xander. A lot of you guys were thrown in the fire early. Is it payback time now? I mean, are you looking to get, some revenge, if you will?
Oh yeah, I think that we have a target on our backs, and I think it's our time to shine, and I think we could have a breakout here this year.
I mean, what's going to be key to that breakout? I mean, I'm sure you want to spread the wealth, right, and see a lot of guys step up every Friday night.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of a variety of playmakers on our team that we could get the ball in the end zone and make plays for us. So I think that's going to be good for us.
You're definitely in the scouting report every week, I'm pretty sure. How do you adjust to that? Because, I mean, when you're in a game, you know that everybody's going to want to know where you're at. I mean, what adjustments do you make as you go along to kind of counteract that as the game goes on?
Right, yeah. I think I like to get our other playmakers involved to take some of the eyes off of me and make them counter those guys. And if they get on those guys, then I at least forget about me and I can make some plays myself.
Carter, you just got to be chomping at the bit, man. I mean, if there's one player on the Plymouth Rockies roster right now, it has got to be you that wants to make up for last year and not being able to play. Talk a little bit about the mindset for you right now heading into the first ball game of the season.
I'm definitely excited to be back. Like you said, I waited all last year being out with my injury, so I'm really and I'm excited for some competition. I'm ready for week 1. I'm ready to hit someone that's not my teammates.
You and I kind of talked, during the Rocky football auction throughout the week. I asked you the question, what's different about this particular group? You made the comment, I'm paraphrasing, is that you like the competitiveness with this particular group. So talk about that, and why? How do you feel about seeing that kind of competitiveness?
Oh, I love the competitiveness between all of us. It makes us work harder. It makes us all better overall. So I love our energy that we bring every day to practice, and we just got to apply that to the game now.
Coach, give us a little scouting report without giving away secrets to the opener. Twin Lakes, a team that most of our area doesn't get to see a whole lot, but for fans going to the game Friday night, what kind of club will they see, and then what your team will have to do well to get the W Friday?
Yeah, so Twin Lakes is just a one-year deal. We were looking for just a one-year contract, and they were willing to come to us. And we said, yeah, absolutely, come on down, And they're out of Monticello. But Coach O'Shea's been there, I think only 2 or 3 years, but he's a Hall of Fame coach. He was in Lafayette and won a state championship down there. And after Lafayette went to Indianapolis and had some success there as well. So they're going to be prepared. There's no doubt they're going to be prepared. Their coach, like I said, their coach has been around the game a long time. And they're very similar to us. Spread it out. Got a lot of athletes on the field. The quarterback is a tall, lengthy kid, and so I think it'll be a slugfest as far as throwing around. It's not going to be a game over in an hour like some of the run games around here. So which is fine with me. I prefer that to slow it down a little bit. It gives me time to process and make sure we're making the right decisions.
Well, that's always
before
important.
I know the game's over. Sometimes I don't like that. Sorry.
Well, I tell you, we're looking forward to having you guys on Max 98.3. And, of course, Rusty, as the voice of the Midwest, is going to be handling it. And, again, to kind of give you our schedule for the Rockies, we're going to be live at every game, every Friday night. And you can catch that on our max983.net. So go to our webpage and just find Sports tab, click down, click Rusty, and you'll have them. But we're also doing a new feature this year for the Rockies. We're going to replay their game after the Saturday morning coaches show. So at 9 o'clock, we'll have our Rocky replay, and it'll have the rebroadcast of the Colonel and Joe McKee. And these guys are really good at what they do. And so to get the Rockies on the radio a little bit more, this is what we're doing, and we hope you enjoy it. I hope you players get a chance to catch the call, too, as well. But that's going to be every Saturday morning after the coaches show. So, Coach, thank you again, man. We appreciate everything you do and the support you give. It's wonderful having you in for the Rocky football auction every day. You're running a really class program, dude. And so I want to wish you the best of luck in your season. We'll talk to you every Saturday morning as well around 8:30. So appreciate you being here. Let's give a round of applause for the Plymouth Rockies. Our final guest coming up next, the John Glenn Falcons here at the Area Football Preview Show, sponsored by our good friends at Been There, Dump That. Back after this.
Keep on moving. Keep on moving.
Hey, Spotifyers, click or tap the banner to listen to 90s rock anthems. These songs rocked the 90s. Brought to you by The Crow in theaters and IMAX Friday.
Hey, Spotifyers! Click or tap the banner to listen to Fresh Finds, the best new music by independent artists and labels. Brought to you by the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6. Galaxy AI is here.
Okay, total body smell check. Pits. Toes. Down below.
Welcome back here to the Reese Theater as we have brought in for our final guest of tonight's show, the John Glenn Falcons. And it's a pleasure to welcome in the new head coach for the Falcons, Ron Brown, in his first year. Coach B, how you doing? Good to see you again.
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Hey, we're doing great. Appreciate you taking time coming in, representing what will be, I think, a really good team and a surprise team. How do you feel about it early before the first game Friday night?
Well, our kids are really smart. They have great effort. They work hard in the weight room. We had great attendance throughout the summer. that we can do to get better. But I'm really anxious to see who steps up and who's our playmakers are going to be, and what these student athletes can do throughout the season.
Coach, it was a very unique situation in that your players came to you and talked you out of retirement. Just tell our listeners about that story.
Yeah, I had a few players that kept stopping by my office and pointing out that I had some footballs and different memorabilia up there and how I should think about, coaching again. And a few of them made a good point that I was already helping them with the middle school, and, I was going to have a son who's a freshman this year on the team playing, and what's my reasons for not doing it? And every reason I gave them, they said that it was a crappy reason. So the reality of it is I knew a lot of these kids, and I didn't want to let them down. I wanted them to have a great experience. We have a wonderful coaching staff and a community that really supports our athletics across the board. And so I recently moved into the town of Walkerton, which puts my house right behind the practice football field. And so, we decided to go ahead and do that. My wife really encouraged me to go ahead and do it, and here we are.
How's it feel getting back in the coaching ranks?
Well, I feel old. I was trying to run some plays with these guys earlier, and I kept getting frustrated that the time was off. And I realized it was me. And so, that's a new thing. It's different being the young guy coaching, and now you're not the young guy anymore. And so that's a new concept for me.
Who'd you bring with you today?
I brought Eli Beanie, and I brought Brody King.
Eli, let's talk a little bit about the transition into the new coach. Each coach wants to keep some things and keep a familiarity, but as what a good head coach does, they also want to install and be part of what they do that they've over their coaching years have been successful. How's that transition been so far with the team?
We as a team, we have improved and gotten better overall. We worked hard this summer, and we just got better overall. So
I'm hearing that there is a great competitive spirit that you got this year, and kind of maybe we can kind of share thoughts on that with both of you.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know, all of our practices were all pretty physical. I mean, it gets chippy, but I mean that's what the game's about. I mean, we all have a great time at practice, whether it's win or lose. I mean, either side of the ball. If I'm playing scout defense or I'm on first team O, it's all go. It's no breaks. So.
This is kind of a softball question that you guys can knock out of the park here, but are you ready for Friday night? Do you feel that you are ready to play?
Yeah, I feel like we're firing on most of our cylinders here. It's going to be an exciting week.
Coach Brown, you've been part of the Walkerton community, as you mentioned a moment ago, and football hasn't necessarily been the sport per se, and now it feels like you guys are making this I don't want to say comeback, but I mean, people are talking about a football program now. So how does that make you feel, knowing the fact that you're part of something that a lot of people are looking forward to?
Well, one thing when we found out that we were going to do this, that I wanted to make sure that we did was reach into the community and tip a hat to all the great players that came before these kids that wore the same numbers as some of these individuals. And so by doing that, we're trying to draw the community in more because we are the community football team. It's not this activity that these kids are just doing. And so I feel like by us focusing on that and really pushing that, it's garnered even more support than what we normally would have had, and it's garnered more student athletes coming out. I was honestly very surprised at the amount of kids that kept showing up, and we put them through really hard practices, seeing who would not be around, and they kept showing up and bringing their friends. And so I'm really pleased with that, and I'm glad that we're bringing football to the forefront in a lot of people's minds here this fall.
Yeah, Coach, how do you replace not only the production but the leadership that Chase Miller gave the John Glenn program in multiple sports, but definitely in the fall and football?
So Chase Miller, he is the the ultimate competitor for John Glenn in all three sports that he played. But my simple answer to that is I replace him with a lot of different people, and that's okay. And so that just means that you're going to have a lot of different individuals contributing to it, and I think that makes us a better team because we're not depending on just one person. And to be quite honest with you, I don't know who those kids are going to be yet. We have very competitive practices, and I see kids that are impressive to me. We've had different colleges roll through and kind of remark on some of the kids that they've seen our weight room and how they'll be back around to talk to them again. So that makes me think that if some random coach that doesn't know these kids has seen something, there might be something there. And I'm hoping that the kids reach the goals that they're setting for themselves, and I hope that we can execute at the rate that we want to on Friday night.
I'm sure one of those guys that college coaches are looking at is Julian McMahon. I mean, he certainly fits the bill from a size standpoint at 6'4", 225. Where will you have him play, and how important is his play going to be for the Falcons this fall?
I mean, we'll have him play all over the field. It's really nice that we probably have, I don't know what, 5 different guys that look like him now.
Wow.
And so, I wasn't expecting that to be the case, but there's some very well put together individuals, and there's some kids that really like to hit hard. This kid right over here, my own son, told me the other night when he was playing scout team, he got through on a play and then he remembered what play it was, and there was Eli. And it didn't end up too well for Bryce. That's just a great thing, and we have a good competitive nature going on, and like I said, I'm really interested to see what these different kids do. You have kids that look impressive, but you don't know if they're football players yet, and we're not going to know until we're hitting someone from the other team, and hopefully we'll figure some of that out Friday night.
So, boys, what's going to be key for the Falcons to win their first season opener?
A big key is just to play hard, play our rules, and we'll be all right. And be physical. That's about it.
You agree?
Yeah. I mean, we just got to play to the best of our ability. We can't play down to any of our opponents' levels this year. We have to remind ourselves of who we are and not who the team we're playing is.
Awesome.
I've got to ask Eli. I mean, I'm sure most of our listeners don't realize this guy to my right had 127 tackles last season. I mean, that's an astronomical number in high school football. Needless to say, you have a nose for the football. Maybe this is a dumb question, but I'll ask it anyway. Do you ever get tired of hitting people?
No, I love to hit people. I don't. I love it. It's football. So.
Well, it's wonderful to hear this competitiveness, this Duncan Falcon football team, and should be a good year for you guys. And so we wish you the best. Thank you for coming in, and we look forward to getting a chance to broadcast your games this year. So best of luck on Friday night.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
John Glenn Falcons, let's give them a nice round of applause. Right. That's going to wrap it up for our show today. The Area Football preview show presented by our good friends at Been There, Dump That, your residential friendly dumpster renter. If you need a dumpster, give them a call at 892-5594. That's 892-5594. Special thank you to the Reese Theater and everything that they provide. Once again, a big success. Thank you to our engineers tonight, Jim Hartung, Lenny Dessauer. Fantastic job, and we sure are glad we got the best. That is for sure. So for Rusty Nixon and Doug Griffith, I'm Tony Ross. Our Friday night game of the week will open up in LaVille, and Triton will be on the air at 6 o'clock. We look forward to talking to you then. Rusty, you're going to have a pregame at one time, and that's against Twin Lakes for Plymouth Rocky football right here on Max 98.3. All right, kids, thank you for joining us for the show, and let's have some fun come Friday night. We'll talk to you then. Good night.